Hello students, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jagdeep. In this video series, we are learning about market structures. In our previous video, we learned about how a monopolist would earn normal profits under short-run scenario. This video shall focus upon minimum losses for a monopolist under a short-run scenario. So without wasting any time further, let's get started. So loss is a situation where your average total costs are greater than average revenue at the equilibrium level of output. So cost per unit is greater than the revenue per unit. Alright, let's take a look at the diagram. So we will first try to establish the equilibrium level of output. This is the average revenue curve, and we also know that if average revenue is falling, marginal revenue would fall at a rate faster than the average revenue, correct? Let's draw the marginal revenue curve as well. Let us say this is the marginal revenue curve. Now, what is the profit maximizing condition? Profit maximization happens when marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue, and condition number 2 is marginal cost cuts marginal revenue from below, correct? So let's put a marginal cost curve in this. Let us say this is the marginal cost curve, and marginal cost curve is intersecting marginal revenue curve at this particular point from below, correct? So let's see what is the level of output at which the monopolist would maximize his profits. So to get that level of output, all you need to do is just get a perpendicular down here and extend it all the way until it touches your average revenue curve like this. And from here we need to touch it to the y-axis. So this becomes price at equilibrium and quantity at equilibrium. Alright. Now what are we looking at? We are looking at minimum losses, and what was the condition? The condition was average total cost is greater than the average revenue, correct? So let's bring in the average cost curve as well. So average cost curve is a U-shaped curve, and another condition that we need to remember is MC will intersect or cut average cost at its minimum, correct? So let's plot in an average cost curve in this. So we need to get both of these conditions fulfilled. Alright, students, if you are watching this video from your mobile device, do hit the hype button so that YouTube could push this video to more learners just like yourself. Also, if you are finding this video helpful, consider using the thanks button below. Your support is crucial for creating more high quality and free content for students like you. Thank you for all your support so far. Let's take a look at how the average cost curve would look like. Now, since average cost is supposed to be a level higher than average revenue, the average revenue is here for this particular firm. So we need to get the average cost curve above this, okay? So here it's touching the marginal cost at its minimum, and there it goes up. Okay, so this is the average cost curve. Now let us extend this until it touches the average cost curve like this and like this. Let's name these pointers. So S, T, F. Okay. Now to ascertain if the firm is incurring losses at the point of equilibrium, which is this, we need to compare the average total cost and average revenue. So average revenue at the point of equilibrium is FQE. Let's write that down. Whereas average total cost is TQE, correct? Let's write that as well. So average total cost is TQE, correct? Now if we see, this is your average revenue, whereas this is your average cost. So we know that average total cost is greater than average revenue, giving this firm a loss equivalent to this region. Alright, let's write that as well. Let me just scroll it up a bit. So what is the loss? Loss is equivalent to S, T, F, PE. This entire zone is the loss. Now, a lot of students might want to find out that if the firm is incurring a loss, will it continue its operations or not? So to find out if the firm would continue its operations or not, we need to have an average variable cost curve in the picture. Now, what is average variable cost? It is variable cost per unit. Okay, variable cost per unit. And how does the average variable cost curve slope? It also is a U-shaped curve. So average variable cost curve would also follow these two conditions. It's a U-shaped curve and it would intersect the marginal cost curve at its minimum. So let us plot an average variable cost curve. While if we are just talking about minimum losses, this diagram should suffice. But if you want to give a little more clarity whether the firm would shut down or not, you need to incorporate the average variable cost as well into this. So let's plot an average variable cost curve. It becomes minimum and then it goes up. Alright. So this here is the average variable cost. Now why did we draw average variable cost? To find out if the firm would continue operating or not. Correct? Now if we see in this diagram, the average total cost curve is above the average revenue curve. However, the average variable cost curve is below the price line, correct? This indicates that this particular firm is able to cover all its variable costs and to some extent its fixed costs as well. Now to consider the relationship between average cost and average variable cost, initially the vertical distance between both these two curves is going to be wide and it would start narrowing down as we move past this point of intersection, indicating that as the output increases, average fixed cost tends to fall. Alright. So this monopolist firm for now won't be shutting down its operations. How the shutdown point would look like is something that we will consider in the next video. Students, if you are struggling with this topic, consider joining one of my online tutoring sessions where we could explore this topic in depth. I am currently helping students from multiple countries like UAE, Singapore and Qatar. I invite you to contact me directly on the number displayed on your screen. Do not miss out on a complimentary 30-minute session with me. Let's take a look at various reasons why a monopolist might incur losses. So a monopolist might incur losses if his output or whatever he or she is producing lacks demand as against a high fixed cost. That immediately becomes a recipe of loss and hence a monopolist would be incurring a loss. Another reason would be government may be forcing the monopolist to adapt below average prices. That would be another reason why a monopolist would not be making enough revenue and hence incurring a loss. And finally, as we've seen in the diagram above, if the firm is able to cover all of its average costs and some of its fixed costs only, then the firm would be incurring losses. Alright. So, if you find learning through long videos daunting, you could follow me over my Instagram channel. I shall see you in another video. Until then, bye now. Take care.